So welcome again, everyone. We're going to go ahead and get started. Welcome to the Emergency and Security Studies webinar. My name is Amanda Hassan. I'm the Director for Academic Advising, and I have two of my colleagues here that will introduce themselves as well, Dr. Wallace and Mr. Mark Richards. I'll go ahead and let Dr. Wallace go ahead first and introduce himself.
Hi, everyone. It's great to have you all on this session. My name is Michael Wallace, like Amanda was saying. A little bit about my background. I'm a retired Navy intelligence officer, spent 20 years in the Navy. After the Navy, I embarked on a civilian career in the intelligence field and served on the Joint Chiefs of Staff. And I've been at Tulane for about 6 years now. Absolutely love it. This program is what it's basically my dream job. Because I get to work with students and I get to share lessons learned over the course of my time in the military. So I'll turn it over to Mark and let him introduce yourself.
Good afternoon, everybody. I'm glad to be with y'all. My name's Mark Richards, and I'm currently serving as the Interim Associate Program Director in our program. I've been with Tulane for about a year. I started as an adjunct lecturer, and I've been the interim APD for about 3 or 4 months now. Prior to coming to Tulane, I worked over 20 years with the Louisiana State Police in various sections of the state police, all the way from patrol, investigations, and our support command. For the better part of my career, I spent a great deal of that time in emergency management. And most formally, for about 6.5 years, I was emergency public safety and security lead for the state of Louisiana and emergency manager for the Louisiana State Police. Aside from being interim APD, I also teach in the undergrad program and also in the graduate program. So it's really good to be with all y'all today.
Next slide. All right, so a little bit about the School of Professional Advancement, which we know is SOPA. We have a long history of working with students who are adult learners. We offer that long history dating back to when Tulane was founded as the Medical College of Louisiana. And so just continuing to offer adult education so that students can get the professional skills that they need to advance their careers, maybe even start a new career, is what SOPA is dedicated to doing. So why SOPA? Not only is it about how we work with students who have specific needs, but we have programs that are flexible, affordable, programs that are online, programs where we have faculty that are experts in the field. We have a lot of student supports, and we have that Tulane connection so that you get the Tulane degree that you would want, and the comfort of your home or in a classroom, depending on how you see fit for you. So what is it about SOPA that makes online learning so great? Really, the foundation is based on our faculty and how we make information available to our students. We design courses in an inclusive way, and they communicate all the skills that are needed by posting, lecture notes, all the assignments. Everything is there at the touch of your hands via your computer. And so we have a lot of rich information to offer students based on what we post in our online platform, which is through Canvas. So a little bit more about the online learning. We have about 8 master's degrees that are online. We have 11 graduate certificates, a couple of post-baccalaureate certificates, and we offer a little over 300 courses online. They're developed and taught specifically online and catered to the needs of the students. And so we understand that, there are times where many students may not have had that online experience before. And so the way that we design the classes is to make sure that it is easy for you to understand, that everything flows correctly the way it should. And so our faculty work with the students on making sure that they understand the material that's posted for them. All right, I'll turn it over to Dr. Wallace to explain a little bit more about Homeland Security.
So the Homeland Security field actually got started after 9/11, the terrorist attacks in New York City, 9/11/2001, and it was specifically targeted to protect the nation against terrorist attacks, and that's what it was from about 2001 to 2005. With Hurricane Katrina in 2005, Homeland Security changed again and became more of an all hazards approach. And what this means is that Homeland Security now means all disasters, whether they're man-made or natural occurring. So some of the things that are included in Homeland Security, and this is a huge field, include emergency management, critical infrastructure, cybersecurity, which is growing in importance, intelligence, counterterrorism, and then Homeland Defense, which is the military's role in Homeland Security, and border security. So again, Homeland Security is quite a large field. There are many different facets to it. And I'll let Mark talk more about the emergency management field, but I look forward to any questions you have about Homeland Security and how it's different from maybe criminology or emergency management.
So throughout my career as an emergency manager, I've been asked countless times, what do you do? And what an emergency manager does is looks at the hazards that affect the area where they live and where they work, and the disasters that also come about after those hazards. That's the basis of the profession of emergency management. We look at natural hazards, things like hurricanes and earthquakes and tornadoes, and the flooding associated with some of these events, and also the technological hazards, things like terrorist acts that Dr. Wallace talked about, and more recently even the pandemic for COVID-19. So we look at these hazards and we build upon what our agencies and what our state, what our local government and the federal government can do to reduce our exposure to these hazards, our vulnerability, and ultimately reducing our risk. There's this continuous cycle of preparedness and response, recovery, and mitigation that makes up emergency management. I say continuous because it never ends. And you may be preparing for one disaster when you have to respond to another and recover from another. So it is a continuous cycle. I also, as an emergency manager, work toward managing expectations, and you manage those expectations from all levels of government, the public sector, and the community that we serve. I'll turn it back over to Dr. Wallace to talk about what levels of government and areas that professionals work in.
And this is a profession. Both Homeland Security and emergency management are both professions that you can literally go anywhere in this country, including the territories and even overseas, and find a job. You will find Homeland Security and emergency management jobs at every level of government. So at the local level, at the city, county, parish level, at state levels, all states and territories have Homeland Security and emergency management agencies. You have the federal level, the intelligence community, and also what a lot of people don't think about is the private sector. There are a lot of businesses out there who have a lot of the same concerns that the public side does, and keeping employees safe and keeping customers safe, protecting their secrets, emergency management and things like that. So industry, private industry is a huge market for Homeland Security. Well, we don't call it Homeland Security. It's more security management and emergency management. And then the healthcare industry. Now, a lot of people don't think about healthcare, but think about it. Hospitals deal with pretty much every part of Homeland Security and emergency management. They worry about patient safety. They worry about the employee safety. They worry about computer attacks, cyber attacks. Just think if a cyber actor gets a hold and blocks all of their records, there's not much they can do with their patients. And other things like emergency management. So all these areas are open to Homeland Security, emergency management, and security. And unfortunately, it's both good and bad. It is a growing field. Next slide. So some of the degrees we have in the program, we have a bachelor's degree in Homeland Security Studies, and this is 120 total credits, with 30 being the major of Homeland Security. And some of the courses you'll take in this bachelor's undergrad degree include intelligence analysis, which will help with your writing and critical thinking skills, counterterrorism, which is one of the classes I teach. This is where we look at terrorism, both domestic and international, and we also look at case studies about what's incredibly important to our society. We have this very fragile system that allows us to enjoy, going to the grocery store and getting whatever we want, power, water, and that's all what we call critical infrastructure. And then emergency management and cybersecurity. Again, emergency management goes hand in hand with Homeland Security, and cybersecurity is becoming more and more important in this field. Next slide. We also offer certificates for those either who already have a bachelor's degree or would like to look at graduate certificates in the field. Our post-baccalaureate, you can see here, is made up of 8 courses, and it is basically if you already have a bachelor's degree, but it's not in Homeland Security or emergency management, and you'd like to learn more about it, this would be the degree for you. It's made up of 8 courses, and basically a lot of the same courses that you'll take that were on the We have them in security management, emergency management, and sports security. These graduate certificates are made up of 4 courses, so 12 hours, and they also build on each other. They're stackable. And what we mean by that is if you start off with one of our intro certificates and you like it so much that you want to go into the full master's program, those 4 credits will transfer over to the master's degree. So they're stackable. And next. And then we have our Masters of Professional Studies in Homeland Security Studies. This is our legacy degree. It's been around since 2009. And I'm not just saying this because I am the director, but this is probably one of the best Homeland Security programs in the country. It's 10 courses. You have 4 core courses that cover the basic parts of Homeland Security, which includes emergency management, health and medical issues in emergency management, intelligence, and counterterrorism. After you finish those core courses, then you move into the advanced courses, and this allows a student to kind of tailor the degree the way they want. Some of the courses that are included in the advanced courses include human intelligence, counterintelligence, border security. We've just introduced a narco-terrorism course by a former senior DEA official. It's been very popular. We have a law and national security course for those of you who want to understand more about the legal ramifications behind the Patriot Act and other acts here in the United States, and more. And for both admissions and graduations, we require a 3.0 GPA, so a 3.0 undergrad GPA to enter the program, and then to graduate a 3.0 to graduate from the program. And I think that sums up my part of the presentation. Mark? Oh,
Have one more.
it's one more. So we have an MPS, a Master of Professional Studies in Security Management This is 11 courses. This is one of our newer degrees. You take 9 prescribed courses, you have 1 elective, and then you have a capstone that kind of ties everything together. You can see here some of the courses, and I'll just briefly tell you about some of the people who teach these courses, because the faculty are what really make this program unique and one of the best in the country. For the physical and infrastructure protection, we have the former head of security at the Savannah River Nuclear Power Plant teaching that. Risk management and threat assessment, we have one of the former emergency managers for NASA. Corporate security, we have somebody who is head of security for North America for one of the large oil companies here in the United States. Cyber threat, we have somebody who's been in the field for over 20 years. So you see that you really get the expertise from what we call our pracademics, people who are in the field who move to academics and teach on a part-time basis to bring you the lessons learned from real world. And again, to get into this program, actually for all the master's degrees, we require a 3.0 undergrad GPA, and then to done. I'll let Mark take over for emergency management.
So our MPS in emergency management, like a lot of our other programs, is 11 graduate courses. So 33 hours total. We have 9 core courses in the program, and 1 elective. You get to choose between 2 different electives for your elective, and then 1 capstone. The core courses that we have are based around health and medical issues and emergency management, things like business continuity, emergency planning, and disaster communications. And as Dr. Wallace said, to enter as well as remain in the program, a 3.0 grade point average is required. You've seen on the last couple of slides, there's a ton of career options with any one of these 3 graduate degrees. And these, in my opinion, these degree programs prepare you to work in all phases of emergency management, security management, or homeland security at all levels, and also in the public and private sector as well. Next slide, please. So Dr. Wallace talked about a little bit about our faculty, and I couldn't agree more that and Amanda even mentioned it earlier, is that this vast experience that our faculty brings to our academic programs is based upon years of practical experience. You know, these 4 folks that we have on the screen for you right here, they all have a very good academic background, but they bring a wealth of practical experience to the program. You know, Derek is Chief Administrative Officer for our Southeast Louisiana Flood Protection Authority here in Louisiana. Meg is an emergency management professional. She's an emergency manager for Mount Sinai Hospital in New York City. Darren is a former chief of counterterrorism for the Department of Justice, and Alessandra is working in the private sector, but as a consultant, as a co-founder of a consultancy company. Next slide, please. We talked about it on some of the other slides, but our students and our graduates come from a wide range of backgrounds. Many of our current students and our graduates go on to work for agencies within the U.S. military and for the military itself, federal law enforcement, state law enforcement, emergency management, and intelligence agencies across all levels of government, different state agencies from across the country, local agencies from some of your major metropolitan areas and some of your rural areas as well. And we touched on earlier about the importance of emergency management, cybersecurity and homeland security and security management in the private industry and at the corporate level. You'll learn from not only instructors and professors that have that practical experience, but also from your fellow classmates who come from a wide variety of fields that they're currently working in.
So a little bit about the support and success services that we have here available for students. We have a whole team of advisors here. And so the academic advisors, such as myself, work hand in hand with the program directors who are your major advisors. So for example, I work very closely with Mark and Mike to make sure that your experience here is a holistic one and that it's well-rounded and that you get everything that you need in terms of resources. Your faculty is a great resource for you because just as Mark and Mike said, that the faculty are the experts in the industries. So they teach you exactly what you need to know so that you can be an expert in the field as well. And so they're a great resource. We have career advisors as well. We have Cynthia who does webinars. She does resume writing, cover letter. She does connections to resources. She has a Canvas site online where she posts different job opportunities. So she's a great resource as well. And just like Mark said, your peers. So the folks that are in class with you, a lot of them have years of experience as well. You may be, just coming into the field and you may have questions and sometimes they can help answer those questions. While you're in specific programs, whether it's emergency management, security management, or Homeland Security Studies, some of those classes overlap a little bit. And so you're gonna be in classes with someone who may be an emergency manager, but you may work as someone in the Homeland Security field. So you guys will interconnect together and learn from each other. So it's very easy to apply. The application is online and it's very simple and very easy to complete and navigate. There is a fee for applying. However, because you attend today, your fee will be waived. You must have an ID ready to upload, so an official government ID, and transcripts. Transcripts are extremely, extremely important. If you have a hand on your unofficial transcripts, you can use that to get your application started for review until you're waiting to get your official transcripts. And so it's important for you to gather all the information that you need so that it's ready for upload. Make sure that if you decide to get your transcripts sent via, traditional mail, if your former institution doesn't do electronic transcripts, we are checking the mail and checking for transcripts. So make sure that it's in a sealed envelope from that exact institution. Or you can send it electronically and we'll get it there as well. So there's a few deadlines to keep in mind. For the fall, August 1st, for next spring, 21, January 1st, and then summer of 21 is May 15th. So you still have lots of time to apply. And again, we can walk you through that process. Credits for prior learning. So for many of you, like I said before, you guys bring some experience to the table as well. So if you are an expert in the area, in certain areas, and you feel that you would like to, for example, test out, so to speak, as an undergraduate, you can earn up to 24 credits by doing a couple of portfolio assessments. You can take a 6-week intensive course to build up upon doing portfolios. And then from there on, you work with a faculty member to build a number of portfolios and you can earn credit once you pass those. At the graduate level, that's also an option as well, but it's only 6 credits that is available for you. Other things we have at the undergraduate level, you can test for examination out of courses, as well as you can evaluate some of your military training. There's various types of financial assistance. You can receive a 20% discount if you are a veteran, active military. If you work as a firefighter, a police officer, or a paramedic, you also get a discount as well. If you, at the undergraduate level, if you're a city employer, work for the sheriff's office or for HANO, the housing authority, or if you're in active military, you can get a 20% discount as well. And we are a yellow ribbon school. So we are eligible for those many different programs in terms of, you know, making sure that you receive all the benefits that are, that you have and that you've earned. We work hand in hand with a representative to make sure that those benefits are posted for you on your account so that you can get the most of financial assistance. So again, affordable. At the undergraduate level, we are about $524 per credit hour. At the graduate level, about a little over $1,000 a credit hour. You can get financial aid if you fill out the FAFSA. You would still need to fill that out, and your aid will be determined from what your application entails. And you can be eligible for federal grants, loans. If you were in the Peace Corps or did anything with AmeriCorps or any of those organizations, you can get those educational allowances applied, and scholarships. There are scholarships available at the undergraduate level, both in-house and on the outside. So our website has a plethora of information on types of aid that you could be eligible for. All right, does anyone have any questions? You can feel free to type those into the chat box or feel free to ask. Okay. If we don't have any questions, again, Dr. Wallace's information is here on the screen. If you have any questions, please feel free to reach out to us. We are happy to walk you through the application process. Happy to give you all the information that you need in order to start school and hit the ground running. Thank you.